Broadcasting live from Beat Coast Studios, you are listening to Blacking It Up with Team Blackness, right here on blackingitup.com.
What is going on, people? We are back. I'm your host, Elon James White. With me, as per usual, is Team Blackness. First up, political strategist just showed her stuff on New York One just last night, but now she's here to dazzle you people. We have Joy Williams. Ma'am.
Hello, everybody.
How's it going with you?
Everything is great.
Are you still happy? For no apparent reason?
I'm still happy.
Even with me mocking you incessantly?
As long as you don't sing a song.
Joy Williams! You are a political strategist, and you break shit down on television. That's the last. On television. I don't know about that. Also with us in studio, we have Captain Lieutenant General Professor. Apparently, he is some sort of doctor. We have Aaron Rand Freeman, sir.
I mean this. And I wanted to read a quote. I wanted to read a quote from Soulja Boy's Facebook. But
why are you reading Soulja Boy? Why
you think goes on the docket? He has this big thing. He's freaking out on white people.
Oh right. Oh yeah, I did.
Put it on the docket. Why would I be reading Soulja Boy independently of this program?
That's true. I did put that on the docket because it was kind of hilarious.
I don't remember seeing Soulja Boy on the docket.
I put Soulja Boy on the docket. I will admit that I put Soulja Boy on the docket.
So
apparently,
you mock me at Nick Cannon on the docket, but you can put Soulja Boy on the docket?
Well, because it was hilarious because he was yelling at white boys, which is hilarious.
I'm tired of white people doing us like this, man. They treat us so wrong. Fuck them, man, on God. Fuck them for liking a black man's Facebook just to talk shit. Fuck racist. I hate you. That was Soulja Boy.
I like that he's like, oh, the white man is trying to keep the black man down. No, they're trying to keep you down. Now, these white guys in general. I'm not saying that there aren't some institutionalized situations, but I don't think hate on your Facebook page qualifies as the white man keeping the black man down. The fact
That's
that you
a new level of racism.
What?
Like now,
it's like you be hating on my Facebook page, son. How you gonna be on my? How you gonna like my Facebook page?
Needs to be free.
How you gonna like my Facebook page and then be like, oh, you don't like me? Fuck you. Calm down, Soulja Boy. I find it hilarious, and so I saw that, and I don't know why, because like Soulja Boy news comes up on my feed, and I don't know why, and it really bugs me, because like why is he famous, and why are people covering him? And so there actually was news that there was going to be a Drake Soulja Boy collaboration, and it's like if all of my hate could come into one concentrated ball, it would be this Drake Soulja Boy collaboration. And so I wasn't prepared for us. I wasn't prepared for that. And then I just did a quick Google search for
you're contributing to the problem.
I'm not. What?
You're contributing by Googling him.
I was intrigued by my listen. If all of a sudden the two things you hated in the world, like with in tremendous vigor, all came together. Tremendous vigor, like just into a circle of concentrated hate. Wouldn't you go? I need to know if this is real.
But if you Google them, you're contributing to their popularity.
No, I am not. No, I'm sorry. So what? I'm not. I've also Googled Hitler. Am I contributing to his popularity? Am I giving Hitler a shout out? I didn't go to Hitler's page and hit like. That's not. I Googled him. Like that's it. That doesn't mean I like the guy all of a sudden. But I did find this horrendous thing that this hurt my heart because it's not enough I don't like Drake, right? I mean, but then when Drake does stuff like
about hip hop and what's real and what's not, but when I want to make shit pop, there's only one motherfucker I call. Let's go.
Really? I'm not watching the video. Because the video is. Oh, actually, I will play a little clip. You'll see. Drake is excited. He's in the background like this shit is fire. He's like, oh my god, this shit is hot. Like this motherfucker. He's a part of the problem, right? He's a part of the problem, right? You can't be like, oh oh my god, oh this is hot, this shit is hot, son. You can't do that, right? Right? Anybody? Is it just me?
Do you need a pair of shades to really see Soulja Boy? Like they live. I don't understand what. Maybe because we're just too old. Maybe we haven't taken the right combination of chemicals as to see the same thing that the young kids.
I don't see the appeal at all. I don't.
Drake got excited. He was like, "When I need some shit, it's hot. I call this dude right here."
He was about to bring out Jay-Z.
Jigga or something like that. Like yeah, like something like maybe Mos Def or something like that. Someone like a real MC. You don't bring out Soulja Boy. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm done.
We can't listen to. We can't listen and look at the crowd go crazy while he raps.
All right. That happened. That's the chat room. The chat room is mad at me because I played Soulja Boy. Like, listen.
Because every week you play
every week.
Soulja Boy.
Not every week. Not every week. It's happened twice.
Else, it's just like,
it's happened twice.
Why?
It's happened twice recently. It's happened twice. I'm sorry. Sometimes when things drive me batshit crazy, and I see things. We don't even have. It's not like you're speaking to a constituency that listens to. Right, I'm hating on them. I'm hating on what? Listen. Did you not remember that song when he was talking about old niggas hating on him? Hello. What am I supposed to do? It's what I do apparently. He rapped. So he rapped. He said I do it. He said this is what I do. What am I supposed to do? All right.
I'm saying if like you're a part of a black assassination squad and you're listening to the show and you're bored.
Oh my god.
What?
Hi, my name is Elon James White. I represent Blacking It Up. We do not condone the assassination of Soulja Boy. Aaron Rand Freeman was speaking for himself and only himself. And if you want to call his house for or check him out, he works at 311. You can do that. But we all don't condone the assassination of kidnapping. Perhaps. Wait a minute. Is kidnapping better than assassination? So is it better?
I don't know. I don't. You know what? Yeah, fine. If kidnapping and he doesn't come back, then yeah, it's just the word. You don't like the ugly terminology. So yes.
Assassination? You mean I don't want to co-sign the assassination of a human being?
Squad.
Yeah. See, look, both of us. Yeah, two out of the three Blacking It Up hosts against assassination.
What's wrong with the term assassination squad?
It means kill him.
It means a squad of people that may or may not kill him.
You do realize that the assassination squad goes after Soulja Boy and they don't kill him, they failed.
Varying quality. They'd be working for free, independently of any organization or anything.
As a political strategist, I'm separated.
You forget that Eldred Williams is a real career. You can't be connecting her to assassination plots.
I don't want to have anything to do with this.
I'm certain. You know what? If 6 Negroes the kidnap Soulja Boy, I'll take the rap then because yeah, I'm willing to take the hit for that. I'm going to say there's low percentage. So,
up next on the actual docket, not just my random hate of Drake and Soulja Boy, but on the actual docket. Have either one of you read Uncle Tom's Cabin?
In college, yes.
Read it? I have not read Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Did you not?
I will admit, I never read it, and so it happens. Apparently, there was an article in the New York Times talking about how the term Uncle Tom needs to be rescued because Uncle Tom was actually a hero. Joy, you read the book.
Yeah, there is a I mean, over history and over time, the character kind of, got muddled. Yes. We get in the article talks about it is like in the book, the image that we usually have of an Uncle Tom shucking and jiving and old and bent over and sort of all those things was not the case in the book.
Yeah, apparently the book, if I'm to believe the author of this article, like I said, I have not read the book, but according to the author, the character in the book was not because I know what I've always heard, how I've heard Uncle Tom being used, and they said that even from the book, or what happened was the book spawned a ton of plays, like just like it's been on Broadway, it's been like there's a lot of revivals of the Uncle Tom's Cabin, and they always play up the Uncle Tom character as this weak, snivelly, like spineless character.
Yes.
Whereas it says the book says that was not how it was originally put forward.
Not completely. And so, you know, once the plays and sort of throughout history sort of came on, you see the character. And keep in mind also that as plays are happening after this book is written, it's also a time where we still live, you know, there's still racial discrimination, there's still Jim Crow. So if there is a black person in the play and it's a character, we're not going to make that character a hero or make them sort of look good in any, you know,
right, because this also
light.
the plays was way before civil rights,
yeah,
and stuff like that. So the idea of making this black character, the character was not. They just said the character was very strong. The character,
in the book, he, you know, takes heed and like refuses to give the location of where slaves are hiding, like in the book, like that. But you don't get to see.
That's the opposite of what what someone who is called an Uncle Tom is now.
By the door. That's not by, you know. It's not. This, and so as the plays and sort of that culture sort of taken over, it became that character. And I remember reading the book in college, and because I knew the term Uncle Tom, and remember reading the book in college and being like, this doesn't. Okay, I kind of see. You know, so you kind of get a little confused, but you can also see where the people got sort of that original sort of Uncle Tom character from, because he had such a relationship with Eliza, and sort of with his owner at that point, so you kind of see where they get that from.
Yeah, it's something that, like, just because, like I said, I've never, like I said, I haven't read the book. I've only heard the phrase used. So I found that when I saw this article, I was like, is this real? And I would love to, people who have read the article, but we'll take phone calls later. If you want to call in and say, no, that's incorrect, you read it differently, but apparently the character is not. So this whole phrase, the whole phrasing of Uncle Tom, because even in the article they said Uncle Tom apparently wasn't an Uncle Tom, which is kind of like a funny like quote, but yeah, I thought it was a little bit interesting. That's why I wanted to throw it out there. I wanted to see what others' thoughts were on this, because but
I mean, in terms of the character that emerged from like after the plays and sort of as you go on time to time, that character has been in a number of books, a number of movies, and you know, a number of things. And even though it's not that particular character from the book, that mythical character still exists in our cultural lexicon. And so to say let's get rid of, you know, like some things just exist in the cultural lexicon, and you know whether or not you should call people Uncle Tom or what, you know.
Yeah, I might have been pro the phrase. Like I don't use it.
That's another thing. But in terms of it existing in the cultural lexicon, it does, because of the way history manifests itself.
Right, and I'm completely okay with that.
With Jim Crow.
But I feel like the thing is that if a phrase is going to exist, then we should know what the actual, even if you continue using that phrase, fine, but understand the actual wording of it and actually where it came from, and understand that, hey, we might be using it within the lexicon, but this is actually not the proper word. The thing is that I believe conversate has actually now hit the dictionary. It's in the dictionary now, I think. Conversate is in the dictionary. There's a couple words that just aren't words, are wrong, and in the dictionary, so like you can, but understand that wasn't right. That wasn't right. All right. Let's keep this black train moving. So we also just yesterday, or I believe day before, Meserole, the cop who shot Oscar Grant, was released. What did he do? A year? A little bit less than that. A little bit less than that. Apparently it's cool. If you listen, if you want to shoot a Negro, what I need you to do is become a cop. Then shoot him, and then like just be prepared. You might lose a year, maybe 9 months of your life.
Lose your pension.
You lose your pension and everything. But if you really want to kill a Negro, just take a little time out, go or become a cop, then do it. And apparently it's cool.
These things like these kinds of cases consistently just completely saddens me. Especially this particular case where you have the video. You see, like, you have witnesses, you see, like, and a jury can't come. It's just so disheartening. And is those moments where you talk about, you realize that you're American doesn't mean you, or it sort of doesn't include you. It's those instances, and you feel it click in your heart. You feel it when you're watching something like that, and it's just like, how can you sit on a jury and not watch that and not?
Well, it's a prime example of just like how quickly your life can be over, and apparently it won't even really matter.
Right.
Like Eldra, you told the story about
my brother.
Yeah.
So I came in happy today because my brother is being paroled, and I'm all excited about it. And I came and I told Elon, I was like, I know, everybody has a cousin or brother who's just like, oh no, but he didn't do it. But in my case, my brother actually didn't do it. My brothers left New York City. We grew up in Queens and moved to the Poconos area to raise their family. My brother, who is currently incarcerated now, his wife is a physician assistant. They have 2 boys. They happen to be black and they happen to be Muslim as well. And moved to this area, and he gets caught up in this instance and the arrested for attempted murder, and they said the motive was for my brother, who owns a home, has 2 kids, came from a middle-class family, his wife is a physician assistant, and all the stuff, that he tried to shoot someone to steal their gold teeth.
I'm sorry, you're telling me your brother went to prison, your engineer brother went to prison because apparently he was trying to steal someone's gold teeth?
A jury convicted him?
And he went to prison for 8 years. Because apparently...
And, wait, I didn't tell you the best story. The best part. So the victim, on the stand said it wasn't my brother. So
wait. Your brother was charged for using a gun to steal someone's gold teeth. The person whose gold teeth, who he's supposed to have stolen, that his teeth, he said, oh, that dude did not try to steal my gold teeth. And your brother went to prison.
Well, what he actually said on the stand, they asked him, they said, was he the person? He says, I don't know, somebody told me. It was like, but didn't you say it was him? I don't know. And then they let the judge, when the jury had a question about my brother's background, they marched my brother in the jury room, handcuffed into the jury room for the jury to ask him questions.
You can't do that, right? You can't do that.
I don't understand. How can a jury convict someone if you hear that
their life... No fingerprints, no gun, no...
Wow.
8 other people in the house. It's just...
By the way, that's why I feel like a lot of Negroes are very much aware that at any point in time, our lives are just over. Depending on the right set of circumstances, if ABC happens, either I'm dead or I'm in prison, and I'm fucked, and that's just it. And it's not like your family is even like a family full of these are just a bunch of problems or whatever. It's like, no, this is. No.
And when we went to at his sentencing and whatever, and so I went and I testified and. On my brother's character and sort of all that stuff like that. And the judge was like, you guys come from a very middle class and family. It was just like, and then the judge makes in the comments, he's saying, but I need to set an example to people that you can't move here. Because, my brother's moved from New York City to the Poconos area.
And also mention the fact that your brother's a Muslim.
Yeah, my brother's Muslim, and his wife is in full guard Muslim, and her family, because my brother converted for his wife. And so the judge says at the sentencing, I want to set an example that you people can't just move here and change our way of life.
But
he asked my brother, what does he have a response? And my brother says, I think you need to set an example by finding the person who actually committed the crime. He said, that's all well and good.
Wow. How is I'm surprised this didn't go go big.
I mean, and then we had lawyer issues and it was a lot. It was a lot to deal with. But I'm happy. And then because of it, we did end up getting because of his the judge allowing my brother into the jury room, in cuffs or whatever. When we appealed and went to to the state in the appeals, he was granted a new trial, but given the option of either you can go for a new trial or you can accept time served and you can go on parole, whatever. So from my brother's perspective, him and his wife made that decision themselves. When he went into prison, she was pregnant, like, so he had he has children, all the thing. He was like, I've been in here for years, I want to get out. It was a personal decision he made to just accept, and because he assumed that if I accept, they said they're going to give me time served and I'm going to get out, and no, that's not what happened. He had to wait another 2 years because apparently in Pennsylvania they have the additional rule that if you're convicted of a felony that involves a gun charge or whatever, we don't give you parole on the first attempt.
What? They just don't, man.
And so then it's also a crime to admit guilt to something that you didn't do.
So was he convicted of that?
No, but that meant that he couldn't recant of saying that he didn't do it. He just did it to get parole.
Wow.
Magical.
Oh man, this is it's amazing. It's amazing being
and
a
so
Negro.
Now he has a felony record.
And is your brother dealing well with this? Is he still calm? Has prison totally just fucked his mind?
We talk to him and write letters back and forth, and sort of things like that. He definitely, obviously missing out on all of us because he's only a year younger than me, so all of us sort of growing up together and raising our families together and things like that is definitely, his whole focus is he wants to get out. He wants to be with his boys, for raising Muslim boy, he wants to be home. He wants to support his wife who's basically been a single mom for the last 8 years, but doing very well, and he just wants to be part of family and wants to work again, which we all know with a felony record is going to be difficult, but that's all he wants to do.
Wow, I got nothing. That's terrible.
And so that is the reality that black men. And so even sometimes, when people are telling me sometimes, and people are like, "Oh, I got shafted in the system and stuff," sometimes I'm like, that could happen. Know why? Because I have a brother that happened to.
So Mesrel shoots a dude, does about a year. Your brother apparently had a gun and tried to rob somebody. Didn't shoot him or kill him.
No. The person got shot. Yes, but there was no gun.
There was no gun. There's no prints, nothing like that. And he got 8 years.
He's an engineer.
His wife is a physician assistant, and it was like fly because my brother was staying home so his wife could go to college to finish her PA degree, and then was gonna cycle around, and she was while they were doing it, then they were gonna be able to make enough money and they can get somebody to help them in the house, and then he was gonna finish had it all planned out and moved from the city because they said we don't want to raise our kids here and it's too violent and we want to go away.
Apparently went too far because apparently there's
just that an example. It said we want to set an example that you can't randomly move here and change our way of life. I will never forget that as long as I live.
That I'm not gonna lie, that fucks with you.
And so when you live in a society, and I feel for black men all the time, when they're getting stopped, and once you get in the system, and then once you have this this issue trying to move through life, and the mere fact that I think I saw a study somewhere, whatever, a black man without a felony conviction, college degree, or things like that, white men are more that have felony convictions are more apt to get hired than black men without felony convictions and degrees.
Is that an actual fact?
I think I read that somewhere. I'm gonna Google it.
Please do, because I can't. At any point in time, your life is just completely over. You can't predict it. It's not like you just know, okay, if I do A, B, and C, that's gonna happen. I remember when I was young. By the way, this young Republican Elon, that was one of the things. I was just like, just stay out of trouble. That was my idea. If we just stay out of trouble, you won't have any problems. And that is ridiculous. It's not about you staying out of trouble. It's about trouble sometimes just finding you in the middle of shit, and you just next you know what's gonna happen. All right.
Apparently, yes, it was a part of a Black in America special that Soledad O'Brien did. Basically, black men and white felons have the same chances for being hired.
All right.
All right.
Well, thanks for breaking my soul today. All right.
Sorry.
That makes this next topic seem completely and totally.
You're gonna bring the mood up.
Where are we gonna go from here?
It's not really funny per se, but there's been a bit of an issue this weekend. In the past week, apparently 2 different popular lesbian bloggers have come out as being married white men.
What?
Apparently, I would give you. Apparently, they were running blogs, and they were fairly popular. And like one ran the website Let's Get Real, LEZ, and there was another one there was another one with a tagline a gay girl's view of the world. They were married white men.
What were their reasons?
Apparently, they wanted to make a point. They had some things they wanted to say.
No one would believe them because they're white married men.
They had some things to say, and it's apparently there was an article. There was a post on Rumpus that was from this dude, what's his name? Brian Spears, and he actually wrote an article telling white dudes, perhaps you shouldn't go around lying and making up identities. She says, I know it's hard being a white male. There's so many of us, and you want to stick out somewhere else. And apparently that was the logic of it. Maybe
you know what? This is a product of the system that oppresses the white man.
The oppressive white man.
Yeah, exactly. They have to find alternative identities.
Multiple avenues of communication because they can't get their voices heard because of the glass ceiling, majority black. We ignore them all the time. I can see why this happened. This is actually our fault. I think we brought this on ourselves.
I'd like to come out and say that I know that I've written a lot about race and politics from the position of blackness, but I want to tell you that I'm in fact a married white man. Right. This is incredible special effects. My name is actually Jason Jackson. What are you doing? This is weird.
It doesn't work off.
This is called, I went through the security. I went through the thing.
Is this like Avatar, where is this a white dude in a somewhere down the block?
This body was grown, and I'm actually in Nebraska, controlling this body. I'm doing things. It's really comfortable. I still can't play basketball though. It's hard to control this body, but I am in fact a white male.
You do have a white man's name.
Elon James White wasn't even a good name to come up with. I'm sorry. So I just feel like since everyone's getting busted, I just want to admit it. I'm sorry. I had something to say about blackness, and I felt like no one would buy it. No one would listen to my voice if I was just a white guy saying these things. So I went through the Avatar program.
You're right, and I'm really a white girl.
Don't mock my pain, okay? It's been hard hiding all this whiteness inside this black guy body.
They're very creative, and I appreciate them. That's a sign of the struggle. They're getting creative. They're expanding their minds and their horizons, and I'm proud of white people.
That's right.
I have no interest in listening to white man woes.
It's hard being a white. Listen.
It's hard having all of this privilege. I don't know what to do with it.
I don't know what to do with it.
Money coming everywhere. I can just
listen. All right, it's not. Listen, just because I can get a job,
shoot Negroes and not go to jail.
No, I have to become a cop and shoot a Negro. I can't just shoot a Negro. If I became a cop, then I can go shoot Aaron and it'd be fine. But I might have to do a little bit of time if I didn't find a sympathetic. I'd have to do like a year.
I'm CEO and not really have the credentials to do so.
Right.
I can go bankrupt 50 million times and still have buildings all over the place with my name on it.
Could you stop talking about my people? Could you please stop talking about my people?
Now that we know this, you have to.
There's a white guy on this show, and you're fucking talking about me like this. That's just a little bit rude.
Before Elon or Mr. White or whoever he is used to talk about having the discussion. Now, just because you found out that he's a white person doesn't mean you got to. It
doesn't disqualify everything I've said.
You have to have the discussion, even if he is his body somewhere in Nebraska. You have to have the discussion. You have to be open-minded, don't you?
Oh, this is great. I saw it. I was like, really? Why? Like, really? You guys thought this was a good idea?
I have something on the docket I want to talk about.
You're mad at the white men?
I'm mad at the white men.
Oh boy.
Fine, I will. You take it where you want to go. Since obviously I'm not allowed to control this show anymore because I'm not really a black guy. I'm gonna pass, because apparently that's what one of the white guys did. He passed it to one of the contributors to the lesbian site. He passed the whole site to her. So I'm passing the show to Eljoy since she's the real black person here. Eljoy, go for it.
In other news, no. The other thing, I mean, well, it kind of ties into sort of the white man being oppressed, I guess, because
we are oppressed. Sorry.
Yes, I know everyone is tired about sex scandals. I know, but there was an article over the weekend that I thought was very interesting, and it's on our docket on why women
docket, not ducket.
Docket. That's
black
what
people.
I said. I have candy.
Goddamn white people correcting everything the black man says. Could you please, Mr. White? Goddamn.
Sorry. Continue, my Nubian partner.
Nubian cohort.
On why women don't get caught up in sex scandals, Elon.
Because you're home cooking food?
That is sexist, sir.
Listen. Carl Jenkins from Nebraska can say this. Now that it's known that I'm a white guy, I can just say crazy shit.
That is sexist.
Why? Explain.
There's an article in the Times over the weekend talking about why women in leadership position, and particularly women that are elected officials, don't get caught up in sex scandals. And I tweeted over the weekend in response to it, we don't get in sex scandals because we got shit to do. And really, the article kind of proves my point.
Well, the article didn't say you have shit to do. The article was implying that women, to get into politics, women don't get into politics because they want to be somebody. Women get into politics because they want to do something.
Yes.
And so the concept
Whereas
here,
men see it as a
right, power. Like I want. It's a power grab. I'm gonna be in the front line. Right. Women
think about it as, I need a speed bump on my block, and it took me 50 million years, and I so happened to be, had to become elected in order to get the speed bump done.
They were saying that most times women don't want to run for office. Like, the fact is, if you have women who have the skills, they have the education, all that stuff, it's harder to recruit them because they don't want to actually do that.
Right.
And for men, they're like, power. And they fucking go for it. And so when women get in there, they also feel like they have something to prove.
Not only that you feel that you have something to prove, is that you're proving every day. And I would say this is not only for elected officials, but this is for women in leadership positions in general. One of my mentors, she's a VP at a global company. She has kids. She has a husband. She travels. She also participates in other nonprofit boards and things like that. From her perspective, she's proving every day that she is capable of being a VP at this global firm. And so you have that in your head. You have the responsibilities of your children and your family and sort of things like that. So, not even laying aside having the time to even participate, in a sex scandal. The second thing is that you have all of these pressures that you've put on yourself, that it's not even society that has put 100% of those pressures on you. It's what you've put on yourself. And I've often commented, and I tweeted about this before, with the perfection that I have in myself that I need to produce, I always need to produce perfection. When I don't reach that perfection point that I think is possible, I'm dissatisfied in myself, whereas people think my normal everyday is perfection already.
We think that.
Eljoy Williams thinks she's perfect all the time.
I'm not perfect all the
time. Other
time.
people think that she's perfect all the time.
I'm just saying that.
And she says they're stupid. Sorry.
Women, we put more burden on ourselves to produce perfection and to produce than people expect. And so with those expectations on our self-imposed expectations, having the time and even the space in our mental brain to be able to participate in some sort of sex escapade or anything like that, we're not going to do it.
So is that the official quote of all female in politics? Is I have shit to do?
I think so.
Is that just?
I think so. And even in the article, it said that some of the congressmen, like, they were looking at each other like, really?
Like, how do you have the time? Like, what I think Kristen Gillibrand said that she, like, when would you have the time? Like, I'm changing my kid's diaper, and then I have to do other stuff.
She picks her kids up from school.
Yep.
She goes, like, I gotta pick up my kids. One of them still in diapers. I got to cook dinner. I gotta do other stuff. And this one, I gotta take his clothes to the damn cleaners. Like, when do I have time to do any of that stuff? It's funny.
I often think as a Negro that I feel like I don't have time to fuck her. But apparently Negroes have plenty of time to fuck up. I've seen some Negro politicians, like, they apparently have plenty of time to fuck up.
Really?
But for me, I actually take offense with when Negro politicians fuck up, because I'm like, dude, don't you understand the amount of responsibility that's on your fucking shoulder? And the fact that you're out there and you're representing, even if you don't want to, the fact is you are, and you should, like, I imagine once you get into office that you have to have at least some sort of understanding that, yeah, I represent a lot. This is a lot on my shoulder. I need to keep my shit tight. I need to be on top of my game and do the right thing all the time. Otherwise, what am I mean...
Yeah. And that's, you know, the other point they're making is because there are so few women in the position period, you're thinking about that. It's like, if I mess up, then I'm messing it up for all the other people or all the other women sort of coming behind me or who are in this position as well. And that makes it difficult. Now, on the other side, I did make this comment. I posted it on my Twitter and on my Facebook and saying that we got shit to do. And one of my cousins responded and was like, yeah, right. Women probably, you know, participate, you know, or have affairs and things like that. It's just that the men will never tell, because what guy wants to mess up having an affair?
Your cousin, I almost want to punch him in the kidney on reflex.
Why?
I guess it's stupid. That's a dumb response.
Actually, what dude is gonna mess up sex he's having?
I know, but that's kind of like, you know, that's not. Obviously, missed the point. I don't understand if he gets it. I don't know. I don't like that. That's stupid. I'm sorry.
I don't think
and
he
it doesn't do. I mean, I'm sure there are a percentage of women that have affairs and that cheat. Like, it happens. But I wonder, to my cousin's point, do men just not talk about it when they have affairs with women?
With married women?
Yes.
Yes, I know dudes who have affairs with married women. They tell their, like, maybe they're boys. But they're not
going to have a press conference or talk to TMZ and say, "Oh, I'm having an affair with Hillary Clinton."
I think so. I think if someone was having an affair with Hillary Clinton, they would talk about it. But yeah, I think that's kind of I can see the logic behind that. If you're having like you probably want the sex more than the accolades or the press conference or fame that you might get from the.
I'm going to assume if you want to throw somebody over the bus and get 15 minutes, you're going to do it whether you're a man or a woman.
But then why don't we really hear of that often?
Yeah, why don't you hear of men dropping?
So do you really believe women just aren't ever cheating ever?
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either, but I do believe that women are just better at these things in general. They're better at being discreet than men are, and also, like I said, they have more things to do because women in general have more things to do than men do. When they're in positions like this where they're doing things that are male dominated, they have busier days. Like you said, they come in with a stronger purpose. You're not senator, so you can be, ha, senator, I got this. No, you're fucking senator because you obviously want to do something.
All right, I'll go with it. All right, I want to throw this out there, and I'm not laughing. This next topic is not funny. I'm not laughing
Serious moment?
at someone being hurt. I'm not. Harold Camping had a stroke, and so, yeah.
The Rapture fellow?
Rapture guy had a stroke. I'm not.
He was banging on this.
I'm not. I've said this before, that he pretty much thought he was going to be dead before the rapture actually happened, and finally he had a stroke. So
he was just saying stuff, and he just keeps saying stuff until they kept giving him money until he died. There's nothing. It's not. It's a pretty. If I had a credibility.
Why are you side-eyeing me, L.J. Williams?
That's what he's doing. He's been saying rapture.
It's not like I'm going that he had a stroke. I'm just saying.
You know what? If you want to provide for your family in the future, you take your 85-year-old credibility and just say some outlandish shit until you die. If you get people
why so silent? Why so silent, L-Joy?
That's a wise move on that old man's part. Nicely done, old man.
he's not dead yet. I mean, unless just part of his brain got raptured.
Yeah, but
that's wrong. It's wrong.
called a stroke.
It's wrong.
But anyway, yeah, if like I said, it doesn't matter if you can come out of it and just say you forgot everything he was talking about. If somebody pinned him to the wall, I'd be like, leave me alone. I had a stroke. He had a stroke. People would be around. I'm like, why are you bothering this old man? He just had a stroke. Doesn't matter. He's in the clear. He's in the clear now. He's good to go.
Aljoy Williams. She's judging the entire show. She sits there in silence because she doesn't want to be a part of our mocking the stroke.
I'm not mocking a stroke. That is a savvy business move. You realize how much money he had shoveled into his bank account, and now he just gets to sit on it without having to answer one of the most ridiculous people paying for this ridiculous premise he never has to answer for again.
Well, he did have to answer for it. I think he was really hoping that he would die before what was the May 21st? He was hoping for that, but then afterwards he had to actually have that awkward show.
It's June 13th, isn't it?
Huh? It was the
rapture was May what?
May 21st.
Right, and it's only June. He had to answer for 3 weeks. Now he's done.
It was probably a really, really awkward 3 weeks. Every time he went to the supermarket, someone just putting shit in his bag. Like,
that's 3 weeks.
I sold my shit. I sold my shit, son. Aljoy, why are you so quiet, Aljoy? Answer the question.
You're putting her on the spot.
I'm being Aaron.
This is not her forte. Picking on.
You know when Aaron goes like silent and doesn't talk about it. I'm being Aaron right now.
Right, it's not her forte.
Did you think the rapture was happening?
No.
Okay, then why are you so silent?
It's not her forte to make fun of a stroke victim.
I'm not making fun of a stroke victim.
Elon.
I'm not making fun of a stroke victim.
Elon. Now listen. We're grown men here, and this is how we address each other as grown men. We're making fun of a stroke victim on the radio.
I did not. First of all, I said up front, I'm not making fun of it.
It doesn't mean that you can go ahead and make fun of a stroke victim afterwards. It doesn't make a difference.
I'm not making fun of the stroke. A stroke is bad. No one wants to have a stroke. It's very ironic that the dude, well, not ironic. Ironic might be the wrong term. But the dude who kept predicting the end of the world and then, just saying.
Well, this is not her area for taking.
Listen, Aljoy, I'm tired of you trying to get into heaven. I'm tired of that shit.
She's a lovely woman with high moral standing. She will not be dragged down into the gutter with us to make fun.
Sister Joy Williams. Just the look of judgment on your face is just too much for me.
I am not judging. I'm sitting here quietly.
You're judging is all.
I'm not judging. I'm sitting here quietly. I didn't agree that the rapture was coming. I didn't agree with his whole, deal. And I am sorry for him and his family for him suffering a stroke.
That was the most diplomatic response I have ever heard in my life. Political strategist Aljoy Williams.
You can go ahead and sing it again, Elon. She's gonna judge us.
I'm not gonna sing it because she's gonna punch me in the face. And I don't want to be punched in the face.
If she's gonna judge it,
and there's certain things you don't do is get punched in the face.
Yeah, like I said, you're gonna get punched in the neck like a little brother. You just get punched all around the upper body. You're not really gonna get hit in the face. It's that meaty punch that sisters give you. I'll
end on this because we can't end on that because now we just have Aljoy just judging us, and I don't like it. We were talking about cops before. You know what one cop did? Was robbing drug dealers to pay his mortgage.
That's fair.
He had a family to support.
That's fair.
Just robbing folks.
That's fair. You robbed
taking their money.
That's fair.
Isn't it really fair? If you're a cop, you're not allowed to rob drug dealers, sir.
If you're a drug dealer, you run the risk of getting robbed by cops. I'm sorry.
Oh, this is funny. Oh, you can rob drug dealers, but you can't laugh at stroke thing. Listen, look at your double standard, Aljoy Williams.
I'm saying both were bad. The drug dealers are bad for selling drugs. And the cop is wrong for robbing drug dealers.
You're not wrong for robbing drug dealers. There's nothing wrong with
Trading Day. You mean Trading Day?
No, there was one where the guy he was trying to get a house because his wife was pregnant and had asthma, and yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't remember the movie. It was on Netflix.
It's just
and
like,
so he tried to do this big deal to take this money from these drug dealers in order to pay because his wife was pregnant. It was like their 5th child, and he didn't have any more money, and he had taken loans and everything against his 401k and his pension and stuff like that, and he needed money to pay for the house because they couldn't live in the house they were in anymore because
you're
they
telling
had
a lot. That's how you're giving us a full profile.
First of all, that's the entire thriller section of Netflix. That's the entire
Brooklyn's
section.
finest.
That's like 4 different movies, though. I saw 50 Cent try to do the same thing to get out of the fucking jam in a movie.
Oh.
So I'm just saying, it's just...
Well,
it's okay to rob the drug dealer.
Apparently, Officer Jorge Abraje Diaz immigrated from the Dominican Republic here, earned a college degree, joined the NYPD, and then started robbing drug dealers.
But it wasn't just him. He got caught up. There were some other cops. They were like, "Look, you can do this. You know, we doing it." And so he got caught up, and unfortunately for him and his family.
No, that's not unfortunate for him and his family. Fuck him. No. You know why? You know why I'm not saying it's. It's so sad because of this.
That's the criminal exposure picture. When you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, you should never have these pictures available.
That's why I don't feel bad.
Yeah, I don't feel bad. You're an idiot.
I don't feel bad for that guy. If you're sitting there holding wads of cash, like you in Young Money, Cash Money. No, those are $100 bills.
You know how annoying it would be if Blacking It Up was an under-the-table organization. I showed up in a Ferrari one day. I'd be like, Aaron! You're screaming from the fire escape. Really? I'd be on Facebook with pictures of myself in a helicopter on a Friday night. Really? If you are making money under the table, you gotta remain under the table. Don't be an idiot.
I'm gonna start doing that from now on. Just holding.
I'm just gonna say for the record, no one should sell drugs. No one should rob drug dealers to pay their mortgage. I'm
not saying you should rob. You're a cop. You shouldn't be robbing drug dealers. I'm okay with other drug dealers robbing other drug dealers. In all honesty, if you want to rob Nino Brown over there, as long as I'm not caught in the crossfire, you guys can do what the fuck you guys want. You guys, whatever. I
don't condone the robbing of anyone.
Drug money.
Rob drug dealers?
Drug money isn't like that person didn't work for it or go to work and earn that money.
Stand on a corner and sell drugs?
I will end you. You cannot protect the drug dealers.
I'm not protecting anyone.
You are protecting drug dealers.
Drugs in the first place.
You know
but no one should be robbed.
I'm not saying that drug dealers should be robbed. I'm saying I don't care if they do get robbed.
Yeah. In my neighborhood, when I first moved in, there was a rash of shootings where drug dealers were shooting other drug dealers. My neighborhood just went on as normal. There was never any stray bullet. Literally, drug dealers would burst into the house of a drug dealer and shoot that particular individual. Nobody cared. Nobody cared.
For the last 2 nights, there's been shooting around where I live.
Of course there are. You live by. I'd see the shooting.
Yeah.
Me and Aaron went to Elmo's house. Because I always talk about I live in the hood. I'm like, I live in the hood, son. We went to Elmo's house. We're like, no. I live in a black neighborhood. Yep. I live in a black neighborhood.
And then he asked me, why do I choose to live in the hood?
I was actually just asking you like just a real question. I thought your answer was a very reasonable answer. I don't have no issue with it. But the fact is that you live in the hood. Like I knew it was hood because when I got there, it was like I went to the bodega and it was like women in missionary outfits, like the pure white outside with their drug dealer friend who was like and talking shit to them, and like they were trying to be all thuggish, but they were in the white missionary thing because they just came out of church. And I was like, I remember this. I went to this church. Mm-hmm. I went to this church. I remember the missionary, the young girls who's in all white because they used to be ushers and stuff like that. And then they go outside and then they try to act all hard and shit. Like and they'd be with the dude who with his backwards baseball cap and like his jersey on, and they'd be like, oh, hey yo, what up? And they like doing the whole thing or whatever. You know, they just came out of church. They might even be smoking and shit. Yeah, I know.
And that defines that I live in the hood.
No, you live in the hood because you live in the hood.
No,
you live right, like the project is approximately 3 clicks from your building. I can easily see gunshots happening.
You live in the part of town where you can walk into the wrong block,
right?
Because this neighborhood here is all gentrified. This is just a middle class black neighborhood. I live in one too. It's all Caribbean people and white people. It's different where you can actually. They're
and the thing is that you don't understand it because you're Miss Joy. You get to walk down the street and the thugs protect you. You even said the thugs protect you.
Yeah, and one of them, he's gonna play tennis with me. I'm gonna teach him how to play tennis.
I'm done with you. I'm done here. This
is
is
a fantasy world.
I'm not playing with you. You're teaching your thugs how to play tennis.
We have a tennis court right up the street that I play tennis at. He asked, he said, can I play tennis with you this summer? And I said, sure.
I don't believe he said, can I play tennis with you this summer? He was like, yo, Miss Joy, go, I want to play some tennis with you. I see you always got the tennis racket and shit.
And you know what she said? You know what? Okay. Is that what you said? Okay, and you play some tennis.
It's fine.
With your bodyguard. You know what? It's fine. You don't pay him. You don't pay him. You
need
to teach him some skills.
Teach him some skills.
Teach him data entry, tennis.
This has been Blacking It Up. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant day.
I hear you running your mouth.
Just for that, I'm not going to the city with you.